anyways, let's get back to the full timeline before we start.
Children died here, one of them becoming restless and possessing the JJ animatronic. William stored the old characters from Chica's Party World in his underground workshop after it had closed, as well as Balloon Boy and JJ. After Freddy's has closed and Chica's Party World had as well, another sister location is preparing to open by William around 1982. This one was called Circus Baby's Pizza World. The new animatronics there included Circus Baby, Ballora, Funtime Foxy, and Funtime Freddy. These animatronics were not spring suits. Those had been retired. These animatronics were extremely advanced, and the public was amazed by them. In the beginning of the sister location game, we can hear an interview that William had about his new characters, focusing on Circus Baby, the star of the location.
There's no doubting what you've achieved on a technical level. These are clearly state-of-the-art. There are just certain design choices that were made for these robots that we don't fully understand. We were hoping that you could shed some light on those.
She can dance. She can sing. She's equipped with a built-in helium tank for inflating balloons right at her fingertips. She can take song requests. She can even dispense ice cream.
With all due respect, those aren't the design choices we were curious about, Mr. Afton.
The interviewer is very interested in some of Baby's and the other characters' strange design choices. As seen in the blueprints later on in the game, we can see what he's talking about. On Funtime Freddy's blueprints, he is listed as having parental tracking, voice mimic, also stated as luring, and a storage tank. And in the blueprints, we can see what seems to be the shape of a child in the storage tank area. It's very easy to assume that Funtime Freddy was built for the purpose of kidnapping children, by luring them to him when their parents aren't around, and placing them in his storage tank. As for Baby, she works alongside Ballora as a team effort to do the same. Ballora's purpose is to deter and misdirect, as for the purpose of keeping most children distracted. While Baby has an internal ice cream dispenser that she will use once her room is empty, with only one child inside so there can be no witnesses. Baby admits to us that she counts the people in her room, and we see Baby's ice cream kidnapping in action during this minigame. It's very obvious that these animatronics were built to kidnap. During the grand opening of this new restaurant, William's young daughter finds her way into Baby's room when no one else was there, despite William's warnings for her to stay away.
Daddy, why won't you let me play with her? Daddy, you let the other children go see her. Why won't you let me go? Daddy, just once let me go play with her. She's so pretty and shiny. Didn't you make her just for me? Daddy, she can make balloons. Have you seen her make balloons? Oh, Daddy, let me go to her. Daddy isn't watching.
And with that, the incident occurs. Baby will tell us firsthand what happened.
Did you know that I was on stage once? It wasn't for very long, only one day. What a wonderful day, though. I was in a small room with balloons and a few tables. No one sat at the tables, though, but children would run in and out. Some were afraid of me, others enjoyed my songs. Music was always coming from somewhere else, down a hall. I would always count the children. I'm not sure why. I was always acutely aware of how many there were in the room with me. 2, then 3, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 2, then none. They usually played together in groups of 2 or 3. I was covered in glitter. I smelled like birthday cake. There were 2, then 3, then 5, then 4. I can do something special. Did you know that? I can make ice cream. Although I only did it once. There were 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. Something happened when there was one, a little girl, standing by herself. I was no longer myself, and I stopped singing. My stomach opened, and there was ice cream. I couldn't move, at least, not until she stepped closer. There was screaming for a moment, but only for a moment. Then other children rushed in again, but they couldn't hear her over the sounds of their own excitement. I still hear her sometimes. Why did that happen?
Since Baby only ever kidnapped one child, we can assume that this cutscene is the exact kidnapping, and this is William's daughter. Since Baby does not have a storage tank like Funtime Freddy, it's likely that any child kidnapped by Baby is crushed and killed. Once William found out what had happened to his daughter, he immediately faked a gas leak to make everyone evacuate the building. Here's an article found on Scott's website when teasing the game. In other news, the grand opening of Circus Baby's Pizza World has apparently been canceled due to the reported gas leaks in the building. Sources close to the establishment question the report, saying that strange activity around the area at night suggests something else is to blame. One local is quoted as saying, "Everything just stopped. There was so much excitement built around the place opening, and then they just stopped talking about it. There was only a handful of people that ever got a look at the inside. Kids from here and there, making sure everything worked right, you know? I guess they weren't quite as ready as they thought they were." A tenant from across the street claims to have witnessed a large group of cars surrounding the building during the night, and large pieces of equipment being taken out of the building under tarps. A few weeks later, the building was for sale. There is no comment yet from the local entrepreneur who financed the venture. From this, we could see that William completely quit on this new restaurant after the death of his child. He removed everything into the underground facility, which became Circus Baby's entertainment and rental. From there, the animatronics from Circus Babies were rented out for birthday parties. During this time, William began his next venture, with animatronics that wouldn't do the kidnapping. Instead, he made human-operable animatronics like before, spring-lock suits. He opened another sister location for Fazbear Entertainment in 1983, this one being quite small and near his home in the underground facility. It's unknown what this restaurant was called. It housed only 2 full-time animatronics, Fredbear and Spring Bonnie. This was just a small business. William had a lot of other work going on as well. During this same time as William's new restaurant, Fazbear Entertainment had prepared a new Freddy Fazbear's restaurant. They returned with the classic animatronics, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and Fredbear. Fazbear Entertainment even made a new cartoon called Fredbear and Friends. This crew didn't last too long, though. Soon it became apparent that Foxy was far too scary and glitchy for the children. So a new character was made, named Funtime Foxy, based off of the Funtime Foxy character that could be rented. Along with Funtime Foxy, Balloon Boy and the Puppet were added from the older locations. We know that this location was open and only included these characters by looking at the children's drawings in FNAF 2. The papers all say, "My day at the new Freddy Fazbear's Pizza." These drawings do not contain the toy animatronics or Foxy. They only include Funtime Foxy being taken apart, the Puppet, Balloon Boy, pre-withered Chica, Freddy, Bonnie, and Fredbear. This tells us that the pre-withered animatronics were in a new location, along with 3 other characters. William began working to make the old animatronics more advanced, but his work was halted when the restaurant was threatened again with a shutdown over sanitation, as seen in this newspaper. Local pizzeria, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, has been threatened again with the shutdown by the health department over reports of foul odor coming from the much-loved animal mascots. Police were contacted when parents reportedly noticed what appeared to be blood and mucus around the eyes and the mouths of the mascots. One of the parents likened them to reanimated corpses. After that, it was decided that those animatronics were basically unusable and were placed in the back room. Since those characters could no longer be used, they got new Springlock characters from William that matched the ones at his sister location, Fredbear and Spring Bonnie. They also had Funtime Foxy, who was already known as the Mangle, the Puppet, and Balloon Boy. This is the first known location where training tapes were made, 2 of which can be heard in FNAF 3.
Hello? Welcome to your new career here as a performer.
I know how much time we just did. 10 minutes, but goodbye guys, and thank you for my sister.